budget, spending by government at all levels is out of control. Nobody's gonna argue that, except
Nope.
for maybe some politicians. But it's absolutely ridiculous, the amount of debt that this country has
Yeah.
gotten into.
And they're doing nothing to curb it. Oh, we're getting close to the debt. Well, let's raise the debt.
Right.
That doesn't solve anything.
I wish I could do that
Yeah.
with my bills.
You know, your house is flooding. What are you going to do? Raise the roof or fix the problem?
Yeah. I wish I could just, you know what, my car's not that great. I'm just gonna go ahead and up my credit. I would like to drive a Ferrari.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when I have the Ferrari, you know what? I also would like a Lamborghini, so let's just, I'll call the bank, I'll up my credit, buy a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
That's basically what the government does. Welfare reform. A comprehensive overhaul of welfare and social system must be made to ensure those that truly need it can achieve it or receive it while eliminating the abuses that exist.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess this is more of a personal opinion question. How much abuse do you feel like the welfare system endures right now?
I think it endures a whole lot more than it helps.
You think so?
Yeah. You walk through some of the projects, and it's like they're on welfare as a career.
Yeah.
That's not what it's for.
Right. I gotta agree.
It's there to give you a hand up so you can get an education or whatever you need to do to further yourself. Look,
Right.
We've taken that ambition away from people. Look at the unemployment rate.
Yeah.
And people that are not, they say unemployment's down, yeah, but the people that aren't even looking for a job or participating in the workforce at all are not counted.
Right. That's part of the problem too. They love to play
Oh, you can play with the numbers, do anything you
games
want.
with the numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You can make it say whatever you want it to say. Every time I research anything that has to do with the numbers, you really, really, really have to dig deep to find the true, accurate, what the numbers are saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And most
it's-
people don't have that kind of time to spend this.
Exactly.
And you just don't want
most
to.
people don't have that desire to look. We're going to be honest. We'll get into that a little bit later on about why this country is the way that it is. That I feel anyway. But moving on. Let's go on. So election reform. State election laws should be equitable and ensure voter fraud does not occur. The Electoral College must be reformed. We support each state awarding their electoral vote proportional by congressional district rather than all electoral votes in a state going to one candidate. That seems like a fair election reform, Electoral College reform to me.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say that they want to just get rid of the Electoral College altogether. Of course you do, because you just got your ass handed to you as a Democrat in this past election.
Pretty much.
So you see that, well, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. Okay, so she won 2 states with more population than the rest of the
well,
country.
Look at it, another the way I've been putting it to people is that this New York City alone has over 8 million people that live in that city.
Right,
The whole entire state of Montana has just over 1 million.
right,
How does that relate?
right.
It
So
doesn't.
they want what they're basically looking for is the coasts to decide what the rest of the country does,
Essentially, yeah.
because they know they have a stronghold
Mhm.
in New York, California.
Florida as well.
I don't know about Florida. Florida, actually, didn't Trump win Florida?
Surprising, yeah.
Yeah.
Was they were counting on the immigrants to vote for Clinton.
Right.
Didn't happen.
Yeah. And to everybody's surprise, I think. If you look at the map of the country by district of who voted where, the entire map is red with dots of blue.
Yeah.
Sporadic around the country, and then New York and California. Not even all of California voted for Hillary Clinton. It was just the metropolitan areas.
Mhm.
So that's why they want to get rid of the Electoral College. So I understand why they want to do that. I think the Electoral College needs to be reformed, and I think this is one of the best ideas that I've heard to reform it. So I like
Yeah,
that.
everybody wants to replace it. It just needs to follow the Constitution. How it was to be set up is established in the Constitution. We need to follow that.
Right. Congressional pay and benefits. This was a good one. We believe that the pay and benefits and the way our elected representatives conduct legislation business has gotten completely out of hand. Salaries should be set by the state.
True. You're there to represent your state. The state should be deciding how much they're going to pay you to do it.
Right. I think the only problem with that is you're going to find states like our state, Rhode Island,
Mhm.
who's notoriously controlled by Democrats, are gonna be giving Democrats raises left and right.
Probably.
That's just my thoughts on it. Corporate subsidies. Large multi-state corporations should not receive any corporate subsidies. I don't think any corporation that's not a government-controlled corporation should be receiving any state money.
Well, the government also shouldn't be controlling any corporation.
Right, but I'm saying like waste management or something like that. You know what I mean? But as far as like Ford Motor Company or some of the banks that we've bailed out,
Yeah.
our tax dollars should not have gone for that. You made mistakes as a business, you go out of business. That's just the name of the game.
Then they turn around and raise their interest rates, and you can't afford their product.
Right. And the last one, as far as this, and this was honestly like the straw that broke the camel's back for me of why I want to join this party. The Veterans Party of America believes the United States should have English as an official language. I can't even tell you how frustrating it is. Every time I go to make a phone call or talk to a business or anything, when I get that recording that says press 1 for English, press 2 for Spanish, or everything that you encounter has Spanish in it in this country, it drives me absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I stopped in T-Mobile the other day because I needed a new phone. Every sign in the store, Spanish was the bigger at. And English was about this big. Spanish was about. I looked. When did this area become mostly Spanish speaking?
Yeah.
I grew up in the area, and it's not.
It was French controlled for the longest time, except for the Hill, which was Italians.
Yeah, but that was put into a platform and tied in with immigration and some of the steps you had to take.
Right. So, the party's constitution. First, before I go on to that, there's a section on the website, and again, I implore you to go check out the website. All this stuff is in there. You can read the whole entire party platform, the entire party constitution. It gives you the history. It's actually a pretty good website, informatively for the American the Veterans, the Party of America. So to become a member of the VPA, you don't have to be, like as Dennis was saying earlier, you don't have to be a member of the military. Anybody can join the party. Paid party membership is not required, says it right in the beginning, except by the elected national party officers, state chairs, and federal office candidates. So, and if you're one of those, the annual membership is $25 per person.
Correct.
That's not bad, I gotta be honest. The party constitution, we agree with the founders' beliefs that government's sole purpose is to protect individual liberty, maintain free, prosperous, and orderly society. We also oppose a judiciary that makes rulings which creates or modifies congressional law instead of simply ruling on such law that the legislative branch has made. These are usurpacious of power of the House of Representatives and the Senate. So basically, I put a little question here. So like when the Supreme Court made gay marriage legal, is that what we're talking about? Something on that idea?
Oh, yeah, along those lines.
Because it wasn't a law that was passed by Congress.
Correct.
It was a ruling from the Supreme Court.
Correct.
And then the next day, boom, gay marriage is legal.
Right. They don't have that power.
Right. I agree. Now, don't get me wrong. I could care less if a grown man wants to marry another grown man, or a grown woman wants to marry a grown woman. Go for it. I could care less. My only issue with the whole gay marriage thing was the attack on marriage, because marriage has been the same for 2,000 years. That whole thing just frustrates me. Also, I want to say, what about, so this would also be like the elimination of the ban? Because they're basically ruling on a constitutional, we went over it on the show, President Trump is constitutionally allowed to put in the quote-unquote ban.
Correct. Yes.
And then the 9th District Court of Appeals said, no, you can't do that.
Right. They
So
don't
we
have
just
that authority.
eliminated it.
They don't have that
Right.
authority either.
Alright,
And they want to go after Trump for the ban, but they're forgetting it's only a temporary ban.
Yeah.
And what he's trying to put in the stronger vetting process, which he wants on his desk in 30 days.
Yep.
And he wants to implement it 60 to 90 days.
Yeah. I printed out the entire executive order.
I've read it.
Yeah, it's
But
not.
basically, he's doing what the people have told him they want to do.
Right.
We wanted a stronger vetting process to protect our country, to protect our people.
Yeah. And
And he's doing that, and he's catching a backlash for it.
right. And it's all because he's got an
He's
R
not the
next
first
to his
president to
name.
ban people from coming into the
Right.
country.
No,
It's
I
not a
know.
ban on Muslims. It's a ban on 7 countries,
Yeah.
which was established.
85% of Muslims are still welcome to come
Yeah.
even under the ban. So
Yeah.
I don't see how it's a Muslim ban.
It wasn't. It was specific countries, and they were established by Obama and Bush and Reagan.
Yeah.
It wasn't Trump that just said, "Oh no, these."
Yeah.
No.
No, they make it seem as if it is, but so for the 2016 election, your party put up Chris Keniston as the presidential nominee.
Correct.
And was it Duncan Taylor? Was the
Deacon.
Taylor? My apologies, as the vice president. So Chris, I noticed this is the first thing that struck me. Born in 1971, he's
Yep.
my age.
Yeah.
He's done a lot more than me in his time. So he joined the U.S. Air Force in 1996, successful. Hey guys, Jason Brady, host of the Brady Report. If you enjoyed this video that you just finished watching, go ahead and do us a favor. Click that subscribe button right down there. Get updates every time we load something. There's a lot more content coming out. We take pride in what we do here. So make sure you click that button. Thanks, guys. Hey, you're not clicking the button. Let's go. Click the button. This way, when we put another video up, you'll be able to check it out. What's the matter with you? Hurry up. Click the button. I don't got all day. Hello? Click the button.